Hi, Apple fans out there. It's really an honor to meet you guys again. Even though some of you might be Apple fans, many of you might be iPhone fans. And guys, guess what? I have come up with a new iPhone 17 new. Yay! This time the iPhone will make a very slim iPhone, which is very similar to iPod Touch or iPod Air that might be having a child like. Wow. So Apple is making a new iPhone into the scene by adding a new iPhone 17 Air. So why the name Air? Because we know that Mac Air or iPad Air, which means it's the slimmest device. So probably iPhone 17 Air might be something similar to iPod Touch. I mean, it is going to be the slimmest iPhone ever made by Apple. So which means it is unbelievably slim, and it is also rumored it might be called as iPhone 17 Slim. But traditionally, I don't think, because Apple has naming all right. So iPhone 17 Air might be more appealing than iPhone 17 Slim. So let us call iPhone 17 Air until Apple confirms, right? Okay. So Apple 17 of iPhone or iPhone 17 of Apple. So whatever you want to call it, but I'm gonna call it as iPhone 17. Yeah. So what we can expect in an iPhone 17 Air, other than we already know that it is a very slimmest iPhone out there. Yeah, we all know that, right? Gonna have. Okay. Let's dive into the video. Welcome to OCTOTHEOUS, guys, a very trustworthy channel of getting to know about your favorite tech information like mobile phone, including iPhone, OnePlus, Google Pixel, and lot other mobile and also another devices like iPad, laptop, and other electronic gadgets. Okay, if you're new to this channel, make sure to subscribe and turn on the bell icon all and leave a like, share your thoughts under the comment section. Okay, let's dive into the video. So the iPhone 17 Slim, which is also iPhone 17 Air, and we can call it either, but I'm gonna call it as iPhone 17 Air. So let's see what's going to be the rumorification or almost confirmation of this device, Apple iPhone 17 Air. Talk about the network. So it's gonna have a GSM or A or HSPA or EVDO or LTE and 5G available in the region. And talking about the data, it is not announced by the Apple, but we can wait for it. And talking about right, we are not sure about right, but it's going to be the slimmest iPhone ever. Probably if you have a or if you had a chance to iPod Touch, you probably know what I'm talking about. Probably it might be the weight of two iPod Touch and slimmest iPhone weight. I don't know, but it's going to be the slimmest type right there. And talking about the body, what's the dimension of that? So probably it might be around 3 into 7.6 into 5.5 mm. Probably somewhere around 0.4 inch. Okay, so talking about the, it's going to have a like any other iPhone right now. And talking about the water resistant and dust resistant, and talking about the water resistant and dust, it's going to have IP8, and it is going to also have some other facilities like Apple Pay, can use of Visa, Mastercard, Amex certified, right? So let's talk about the display type. What's going to display? Probably it might be having LTPO Super Retina HDR with 120 Hz Super Retina and HDR10 Dolby Vision 1000 with IPO of 2000 SPM. We can expect. And talking about the size, I said like it's going to have like 0.4, but it might be also going to have the same size of Apple iPhone 6 Pro Max, like 0.9 inch. Okay, and talking about the resolution, it's going to have a 1320 into 288 pixel, which is a 19.5:9 ratio of 48 pixel per inch density. So it's going to be a QHD display. Okay, that's good. So it's going to be called as HDR Retina display with Quad HD. Okay, so then talking about the protection, it has scratch resistant glass. So it's going to have the regular protection that has been used by iPhone glass for years. And talking about the platform and OS, so it's going to have its very own OS. Yeah, right, cannot expect an Android in an iPhone, but here you can use iOS 19 probably when it comes out. And talking about chipset, it's going to use Apple A19 chipset. Is going to get launched along with the other iPhone 17 model. And talking about the CPUs, is going to use the hexa-core one. And talking about the GPU, is going to use the Apple's GPU. And talking about the memory, you cannot expect an external memory in an iPhone, but you can expect internal memory. Probably they might be having like 3 different storage variants right there. So one might be with the 128 GB of internal storage with the 8 GB of RAM, and another one would be like 256 GB of internal storage with the 8 GB of RAM, and another one would be 512 GB of internal storage, 8 GB of RAM. So other than these, we can talk about the main camera. So it might be having like 2 camera for the rear. So probably one of the camera might be the primary camera, which might be having like 48 MP of megapixels. It might be like a by 1.6 and 26 mm wide, and 1 by 1.56 inch and 1.0 gamma m, and dual pixel PDAF, and might be having some OIS. And another camera detail probably might be like dual LED, dual tone finish, and HDR for the photo and panorama. And another feature of the camera probably might be take the video at 4K at 24, 25, 30 and 60 frames per second. And you can also take like full HD videos in 1080 into 1920, which is 1920 in 25, 30, 60, 120 or 120 or 240 fps HDR Dolby Vision. And the HDR vision is up to like 60 frames per second, and it might be having stereo sound. Well, talking about the front camera or selfie camera, it might be going to have a single 12MP camera. It's going to have f by 1.9 aperture, 2.3 mm wide, and 1 by 3.6 AF SLD and depth biometric sensor. And another speculative camera detail probably around it might be having HDR, Dolby Vision, HDR, 3D spatial audio, stereo sound recording. And talking about the front camera video, it is also going to have like 4K video resolution in 24, 25, 30 or 60 frames per second, and 1080 resolution at 25, 30, 60, 120 frames per second, or gyro EIF. Then talking about the sound loudspeaker, yeah, going to have one 3.5mm jack. Not expect in an iPhone, not to have that. And another thing, going to have VLAN, which is Wi-Fi 802.11, ABG and AC, all the things, and dual band hotspot as well. Talking about the Bluetooth, you're going to have the 5th version 5.3 A2 Talking about the positioning, you're going to have the GPS, Loner, Galileo, PS, UZSS. And talking about the NFC, yeah, you're gonna have an NFC, but you're not going to have a radio of the iPhone model like any other iPhone. Talking about the USB, is going to have a USB Type-C second version 2.0, and the port, you can also use the display port as well. And talking about the features of the same sensors: Face ID, accelerometer, gyro, proximity, compass, barometer, ultra wideband, UWB support Gen 2. Talking about the emoji SOS, messages, and find my iPhone via satellite and all. And talking about the battery type, we don't know what will be the battery type here. We don't know what going to be the milliampere here. Talking about the colors, might be black and other regular colors of like gray, white, or golden one. So these are something that we have right now about iPhone 17 here, but I'm not sure about the prices. But these are leaked actually on internet. What is leaked actually? Because they are very accurate for years. So I think you have your iPhone 17 here. Detail here going to be the most iPhone ever. Have like 4 different colors, and it will be like a style of iPad Air and an iPod Touch. Okay, so see you guys in another video with the other iPhone 17, other iPhone 17 model rumor, like iPhone 17, iPhone Pro, iPhone 17 Pro Max. So I know we're gonna have an iPhone 17 Plus. I think they're gonna replace iPhone here, but you probably will be continuing to use the Amazon change that gonna have I guess. So see you guys in other iPhone 17 leaks. Check out channel for any leak video out there. So make sure to subscribe and turn on the bell icon and turn on the notification and hit on the bell icon. And what's your thoughts on the new iPhone 17? What my price is in your country? What's your thought? Leave the comment on the comment. See you guys. Bye. Take care. Bye from